Hello, everyone, and welcome to the August 20th City Council meeting. If we'll get started, Councilwoman Fugit will lead us in the invocation, and Councilwoman Parker will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. If you're able, please stand.
Thank you. O Holy One, as we gather here this evening, please give us hearts to be thankful for the beautiful community we live in and all of its citizens, and this gorgeous day. Please help us to continue to put the citizens of Knoxville first as we are here to make decisions in the best interest of all of them. Amen.
Please face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Johnson, please call the roll.
Councilwoman Fugit.
Here.
Councilwoman Helsley. Councilwoman McKenzie. Councilwoman Parker.
Here.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Here.
Councilman Roberto.
Here.
Councilwoman Singh. Vice Mayor Smith.
Here.
Councilman Thomas. 6 members present, Vice Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Next in our agenda is approval of minutes from our August meeting. Do I hear a motion to approve?
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. Next up are announcements. First up are items to be withdrawn. Are there any items to be withdrawn? Councilman Roberto.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. I believe it's already marked in the packet, but item 9J was requested by the applicant to be withdrawn.
Did you say withdrawn?
Withdrawn, yes.
Yes. So we have a motion for 9A. Do I have a second? Second. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Are there any items for postponement? Councilman Roberto.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Items 12A, 12B, and 12C, I'd like to postpone for 2 weeks by the request of actually both parties. The developer is working on trying to find a down zone from where they had made their application to, so they need some time to get with their engineers to do that. So I'd like to make a motion to postpone 12A, 12B, and 12C for 2 weeks. Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion on the items? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Any other items to be postponed? Councilman Roberto.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. I'd like to make a motion to postpone item 10A, that is the zoning matters appeal, for 2 weeks to September 3rd.
Second.
Oh,
Sorry, could you just turn on the microphone, the little person icon to the right? Thank you.
Hi, Wayne Klein. On behalf of the appellant, the appellee's counsel can't be here. And so can we talk and we'll get a date and we'll appear before you in front of, on behalf of all parties by agreement for 10A?
your colleague is right behind you. So why don't we just do 2 weeks for now, because we need to make a vote on this, and then we can talk and come up with another date?
I'll need at least, I guess, 2 meetings, 4 weeks, because I'm out of town. I think that meeting is September 3rd, 2nd or 3rd.
September 3rd is the 2 weeks meeting. Do you want to go to September 27th, December 17th, I'm sorry?
Yes, I guess we'll have to, yes.
Okay. I'm going to make a motion then, I'm going to amend my motion and make a motion to postpone item 10A to the September 17th meeting.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
I may have to come back and ask for more because I haven't talked to my clients, but thank you very much.
Understood. Thank you. All right. Are there any items to be requested by motion? Are there any items to be added to the consent agenda? Councilwoman Fugit.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Seeing that all the ordinance is 9A through N are on second reading, and there is no one that signed up for public forum to speak to any of them, I would request that they be added to the consent agenda.
I have a motion and a second on the remaining items under section 9 to the consent agenda. Councilmember Thomas.
I wanted to make some comments just on 9L.
Okay.
And that would be all, though.
Okay.
And other than that, the motion would be
Okay.
well taken.
All right, so we've got a motion for all the items except for 9L by Councilmember Thomas.
I will amend my motion to exclude item L.
Okay?
Second.
We'll consider that a first and a second. Any other discussion on these items?
Do we need to exclude J, or is it considered action on
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. All right, now time for the mayor's report. As you can see, Mayor Concanon is not here tonight, but she did ask me to pass along a few announcements. First up is another celebration at First Creek at Austin. This is about affordable housing and is the third phase of a very important and long project. Next Thursday, the 29th, we'll be cutting the ribbon on the second stage, of the homes at First Creek at Austin. This will add an additional 180 new units, along with a fitness center, outdoor green space, and indoor community spaces. This ribbon cutting is next Thursday at 1 p.m. at First Creek at Austin, and the public is encouraged to attend. As you probably know, we're rapidly approaching another season opener for UT football. It's a good time to remind you that the city has a lot of good resources on its website to help you navigate game day activities, parking, and particularly local shuttles. To see any changes for this season, please go to knoxvilletn.gov/gameday to learn more. And finally, our rules of decorum. Those who wish to speak either to a specific agenda item or during public forum should sign up with the city recorder before 4 p.m. today. Please do not use profanity, and when speaking to specific agenda items, please remember to stay on topics. Those who fail to adhere to those rules may be ruled out of order and asked to step aside from the podium. For those who are listening, please note that you may not disrupt a public meeting from the audience. I appreciate this in advance and everyone's respect for these rules. And that will conclude the mayor's report. Next up on our agenda is reports of council members or committees. Councilmember Thomas.
My light was,
Okay. Any other reports from council members? If not, Mr. Johnson, please start us off with item 8A.
8A is a resolution expressing support for the mayor's reappointments of Baylor Foster, Ty Murray, and Joseph Woods, and the appointments of Cami Astro, Aaron Ingram, Ashley Mays, Brianna Officer, and Diane Oat to the Mayor's Maker Council.
Motion and a second. Are there any discussion on these items? Are any of those members here tonight? Would you stand and be recognized? If not, thank you for your contribution to the Makers Council. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes.
8B is a resolution confirming the mayor's reappointments of Ben Bentley and Misty Goodwin and the appointment of Dr. Bonnie Graham to the Knoxville Affordable Housing Fund Advisory Committee.
Motion and a second. Are any of those members here tonight? Thank you. I see a couple of them here. Thank you for your role in this important task. This fund has been the source of hundreds of new housing units in our community, so thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
9L is an ordinance to change the base zoning classification of property located at 03026 and 3030 North Central Street and 112 Atlantic Avenue from RN2 District to IMU District, and to add the H District zoning classification to property located at 3030 North Central Street, leaving all special purpose and overlay districts unchanged. Jared Eisenhower, applicant, 5th District.
move to approve.
Motion and a second. Councilmember Thomas.
Yes, I just had some brief comments. We had several really good meetings, and for the benefit of maybe some people in the neighborhood that weren't unable to go to those meetings, I want to just talk a little bit about this zoning change. And this is, in my opinion, and in the opinion, I think, of the folks in the neighborhoods that met with the applicants. This is one of those zoning changes that we really think will benefit the neighborhood. The location is on property that's not being very well utilized. It's on a artery where there's infrastructure already there in place. The density is a higher density, but not overwhelming, so the impact on the neighborhood, we think, will be minimal, if at all. And to the applicants' benefit, they actually are putting an existing house, which is quite a nice structure, on a historic overlay. And then the last part that makes this really good is with the IMU classification, there will be a possibility that some of the lower floors on the housing can be used for businesses. And there's a developing node there right where high school runs into I-275. There's a couple of businesses there, but we think that this rezoning will actually boost the ability to maybe have a critical mass of more businesses there. So appreciate the applicants, John Sanders and Jared Eisenhower, for following all these steps. And the neighborhood was really pleased with the process that was followed. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Thomas. Any other discussion? All those in favor, please say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
11A is a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute any and all documents necessary to accept a proposal from Midwest Casualty Company to provide excess workers' compensation insurance coverage for City of Knoxville employees and K-Trans Management Incorporated employees for a one-year period at a premium not to exceed a corresponding percentage of annual payroll, currently estimated to be $200,782.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion or questions? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
11B is a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement with Pines 3 LP to award an amount not to exceed $510,000 from the Rental Rehabilitation Program Fund for the rehabilitation of 17 affordable housing units for very low-income households located at 5999 Tannehill Drive.
Motion and a second. Councilwoman Ryder.
Mr. DeBose, I can see you a little bit. I've had a couple of, I wanted you to comment on the rental market. A new school year has just started. There've been a lot of additions to the market, some new things. I've had a couple of landlords tell me that they think the market is easing a little bit. We've talked a lot about how bad and acute our market is. Are you guys seeing or hearing anything about the market improving?
Yes. Prices are still way too high for rents. However, we're seeing positive signs in that the vacancy rates are slightly ticking back up, and that will provide stability. And then there hasn't been an increase in rental rates. They kind of have been stagnant for the last year and a half to two years. We do believe we're in an unprecedented building period, not only in the city, but across the county and the region. And so, that's going to have the effect of stabilizing our housing in the near future.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you.
Director DeBose, I do have a question on this time. I know we had talked a little bit about the extension of the affordability of these properties. So could you just briefly describe what we're extending here and what this enables?
Yeah, so this is in what I call an old 1980s affordable housing property that, has provided housing for a long time. And the 40-year financing that was associated with that is up now, and it's time to give it a little love moving forward, and there's quite a few of those types of apartments around town, LP has purchased this and are going to rehab the units. Our agreement requires a 10-year affordability period, but it also leverages other funding. And so those other funding sources require longer affordability period. So one is 20 years, and Alvin just mentioned to me another agreement is going to require a 30-year affordability period. So this is going to keep this affordable for another long season.
Excellent. So the city's enabling 10, but the whole development itself
Yeah.
will ensure affordability for up to 30 years,
Yeah.
maybe more.
And let me just add a point to that. So this is the source of funding drives that. The Home Investment Partnership, which we are a grantee,
Right.
Requires a 10-year affordable housing fund, affordability period, excuse me. Our affordable housing fund, that is local money that was passed by ordinance, requires a 20-year. So a lot of the projects you see come through council will have a 20-year. But because we're using this funding source, they drive that. But again, it leverages other funding that comes with, longer affordability period. So it's going to have the effect as our affordable housing fund would have.
Thank you. I know Councilwoman Singh, I've spoken with her about this property and others in her district before, and, if this type of density or particularly affordable housing were coming on new, there may be concerns, but this is evidence that that existing housing is just as good new as it is
Yes.
an existing state in the community. So thank you for that. Any other questions or discussion? All those in favor, please say aye. Any opposed? Motion passes.
11C is a resolution authorizing the mayor to file a grant application with the Tennessee Department of Transportation in the amount of $3,810,600 to provide funding to Knoxville area transit for fiscal year 2025, urban transit operating assistance, and if such application is approved, to authorize the mayor to execute any and all documents to accept such a grant award.
Motion and a second. Any discussion on the item? All those in favor, please say aye. Any opposed? Motion passes.
11D is a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute all documents necessary to apply for and, if awarded, accept a grant from the Tennessee Department of Disability and Aging Incorporated in an amount not to exceed $100,000 for equipment, supplies, and services for senior centers.
Motion and a second. Any discussion on the item? All those in favor, please say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, ordinances on first reading were postponed. We have one member of the public who has signed up for public forum, Tina Sparks. Is Ms. Sparks here? Ms. Sparks? All right, seeing none or any other objection, this meeting is adjourned.